Welcome to your Aligned as Fuck Life podcast, hosted by your girl, Shalvika. I am a life transformation coach, a wife, a cat mom, pure generator, Enneagram 3, Pisces sign, and helping you build an aligned as fuck life is my jam. Out in this world, we believe that there are no set rules for building a life, career, and business. That we are all unique and we should be able to embrace our uniqueness in everything we do while shedding all the rules or bullshit rules one at a time. We will talk all things mindset, manifestation, healing, energetics, rituals, success, and so much more. I believe that I can have it all and you can too. Ready for an episode that will take you one step closer to your aligned as fuck life? Let's get started. Hello, you lovely people, and welcome to the episode 4 of your Aligned as Fuck podcast with Shalvika. I am actually settling into our new home and my office is still being set up, so I'm currently sitting in the living room of my 11th floor new apartment overlooking this beautiful terrace that we have attached to the living room, and I could not have been more grateful, you guys. This has been such a fucking dream come true. You have no idea. So yeah, I just wanted to, I love telling you guys where I'm recording my podcast from because I think it just helps me connect with you, or more than anything else helps you kind of visualize, I hope, where I am and what I'm doing and how it's happening and how it's going. But I am really excited that you are here, and I have something super exciting to announce at the end of this episode because, well, I love you guys. I love doing this podcast. This is like a passion project for me, which I've been wanting to do for a while. So I am so grateful for all of you and so grateful for this life that I'm building. Anyway, as you may have seen, the topic of today's podcast episode is success and happiness. Let's drop the either or mentality. Now, before we actually dive into the story that I want to share with you and a few journaling prompts I want to share with you and just really dive into this topic, I want you to pause this audio and ask yourself, do I believe that it's an either or when it comes to success and happiness? What I'm saying is, ask yourself, do I believe that I can either be successful or be happy, or vice versa? Is it something that I truly believe? And if the answer is yes, I want you to ask yourself, where did that come from? Where did this thought actually come from, right? And a lot of us actually believe that. A lot of us believe that success and happiness has to be an either or. It can't be success and happiness because, well, that's what we've been told by the world. That's what we've been, taught since we were kids. And of course, I'm going to get into where that really comes from. But before we dive into that, I want to tell you a story. Now, if any of you have read Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, you must have read the story because, well, he has included this in his book. If any of you are heavy metal fans, I'm sure you know of this one guitarist called Dave Mustaine. Dave Mustaine was actually originally the lead guitarist for Metallica. And of course, he had some falling out with the rest of the band members. This was before Metallica actually recorded any of their albums. So he's not featured on any of the Metallica albums. But Right after they signed off their first record deal, the rest of the band kind of kicked Dave Mustaine out. And he was obviously devastated because they had just signed a record deal. It was the opportunity of a lifetime, and well, the other guys just kicked him off the team, right? And on his bus ride home, I think on his way to LA, if my memory serves me right, he decided, like, he had a lot of time to mull over what had happened to him, and he decided that he is going to take revenge on the rest of the band members of Metallica. He decided that I am going to start and form a band that is so bloody kick-ass that I am going to kick Metallica's ass. Like, I'm going to get recorded, my album's gonna be published, and I'm gonna take over everything that Metallica ever achieves, right? I'm gonna destroy them. And this is the resolve that he made when he reached his hometown, and he went ahead and did form a band. And that band actually went ahead to be one of the world's really successful metal bands. And that band was Megadeth. Megadeth went to sell, I think, around 38 million albums. And that's huge, right? Like, that's massive. Like, ask any up and coming musician, ask any budding musician, ask any talent in the music industry who is not sold 38 million albums. Ask them how crazy big it is to have sold 38 million fucking albums. So Megadeth is a really, really popular and successful in terms of the rest of the world band. However, Metallica has sold about 125 million albums. So even though Megadeth sold about 38 million albums, his Dave Mustaine's whole resolve was that he is going to beat their asses. He is going to overtake them and destroy them in every which way. And in an interview in, I think, about 2005 or 2006, he actually broke down. Dave Mustaine broke down and said that he felt like he was not a successful musician, because for him, the whole definition of success was beating Metallica. And he didn't beat Metallica because, well, Metallica is a mammoth of a band. They are insanely successful. So when you actually look at this from a very logical standpoint, his band, Megadeth, is a wildly successful band. But just because his definition of success was restricted to the fact that I want to overtake Metallica, he does not feel successful, and as a result, he does not feel happy. Now, why did I want to share this story? So, there are actually two aspects of this that I want to talk about. One aspect is the whole fact that you get to choose what success really is for you. So for any musician, being a part of a band that sells 38 million albums will be bloody successful. But for Dave Mustaine, because his idea of success was beating Metallica, it wasn't enough. He felt like a failure. So you get to choose what your version, what your definition of success is for you. And the second point of me telling you this story is that your happiness is only linked to your success when you allow it to. Now, because for Dave Mustaine, his whole being was about beating Metallica, it ended up being linked to his happiness. It ended up being linked to him feeling fulfilled in life, right? And because he wasn't successful in what he set out to do, he was not happy. And again, this is a choice that he made. He chose to link his happiness to his success and nothing else. That is the second point. Linking your happiness to your success is a choice that you make. And the whole idea, this whole culture of having your happiness linked to your success actually started off way back, I think maybe around the industrial age, when you had to exchange time for money. You had to exchange labor for money. So if you weren't one of the factory owners in the industrial age, you were one of the workers, you had to actually work more in order to earn more. And that was a point in time where how you experience your life, how you experience the things around you was directly linked to how much money you make. And that's why we ended up having this narrative in life that our happiness is linked to success. But that's absolutely not true. You get to choose whether you want to be happy and successful, or you want to be happy or successful. A lot of times we use happiness as an excuse for not being successful. Now, this is again another aspect of it as well. Neither of these two things, like neither of happiness or success, is more important than the other. Both are equally important for us to have a complete human experience, to enjoy a complete human experience. But what we end up doing sometimes is we end up actually stepping on our success in the name of happiness. So I don't want to be like wildly successful because, well, then I will not have a lot of time to spend with my family. These are the stories that we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves that, oh my God, if my business grew up, if my business blew up, I will not have time to spend with my child. I will not have time to spend with my husband. I will get divorced. I will have to be single. I will not have any personal life. All of these narratives are stories that you have created for yourself as a reflection of the world that we live in. And then we start using happiness as an excuse for not being successful. But like I said, right from the beginning, it is a choice that you make. If Dave Mustaine had decided on that bus ride to LA, if he had decided that, you know what, I am going to be a part of a bloody kick-ass band and I'm gonna make some amazing music that gives pleasure to so many people around the world, he would have been wildly successful. He would have been successful beyond his wildest dreams, and he would have been happy. But because he linked his happiness to his success, and then his success to this arbitrary idea of beating a band, he wasn't successful, and which is why he wasn't happy. And this is exactly why it is so important for you as an individual, for each and every one of us as an individual, to define what success means to us, to define what happiness means to us, and to remember that even though we have been told that success and happiness are dependent on each other, they are in fact mutually exclusive. You can be wildly successful and not be happy. There are so many examples of that in this world. Just to give you a very, very small example from my own personal journey. If you heard some weird noise, that was just me knocking over the mic because I love talking with my hands. But anyway, let me get back to my story. I had a very successful corporate career for 8.5 years. On paper, there was nothing wrong with my life. There was nothing wrong with my job. I was getting paid really well. I was getting opportunities to grow myself really well. I was handling a team of 20 plus people. I was really, really successful, and I'm using air quotes with my hands, in the general sense of the term, right? In how we understand success to be. However, it did not make me feel fulfilled. It did not give me a sense of purpose that the work that I do today gives me. It did not excite me every single day. I used to live from weekend to weekend, and that was not something that I wanted to have for the rest of my life, and which is why I made the choices that I made. And here I am, here I am almost a year and a half later, doing what I'm doing. And so, yeah, you get to choose what success is for you. You get to choose what happiness is for you, and you get to follow that. We don't live in a world where we have to do things the way they are, quote unquote, supposed to be done, right? So here are a few journal prompts, or just a few questions actually, for you to ask yourself while you are contemplating this whole question of success versus happiness, right? The first one, and if you want, you can definitely pause the audio, grab your journal and journal it out, or just think about it, because I think it's so important to just bring it forth to your consciousness. The first question is, what does success really mean to me? And this is for me and me alone. This is not connected to any of the roles that you play. So for example, if you are a mother of two, if you are a wife, if you are a cat mom, if you are a daughter, if you are a boss, if you are a manager, whatever it is, whatever roles that you play in your life, whatever it is, separate that role from who you are, right? Forget the fact that you are a mother. Apart from that, what does success really mean to me? If that did not exist, what does success really mean to me? What is it that I really want? And what would I do if I knew that there was no chance that I would fail? What is that thing that I would really, really take the leap towards if I knew that there was no fucking way that anything's gonna go wrong in that endeavor? What would I do? Just sit down and contemplate on these questions, and you will very soon realize that when you actually detach your happiness from your success, it's a game changer, because it doesn't matter then what journey you are on. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner. It doesn't matter if you sign any clients. It doesn't matter if you make $10,000 a month or you make $0 this month, because you are still going to be happy. You are choosing to be happy irrespective of your success. And then here are a few questions for you to mull over or journal around happiness, right? So the first question is, what are some things that I do when I lose the sense of time? What is it that I do that just makes me completely forget to watch my phone, watch the watch, and just immerse myself completely in that exercise? What is it? What is that one thing? Which people do I love spending time the most with? Which are the people that energize me, that make me feel happy, that make me laugh, that make me smile, that let me be myself without any pretensions around this is how I'm supposed to be, this is a role that I have to play around these people, right? What makes me truly, truly happy? And when you actually look at all of these things, when you sit and write down and contemplate on these questions, one thing that I want you to constantly remind yourself is that happiness is a choice, and success depends on a series of actions that you're going to take, and the mindset that you're going to work on, and how you are honing your skills and improving yourself and learning new things every single day. Everything that you feel around success and happiness is a choice. You can choose to be successful and happy at the same time. All right, that is what I had to talk to you about success and happiness today. And of course, before I log off from today's episode, here's my quick announcement. I have some massive offers, like never seen before offers available for my one-on-one coaching program, because we are approaching the end of the year and I really want to empower you to be able to start the new year with gutso, to be able to start the new year with complete expression of your own authenticity, of being in touch with who you are, what you want, and letting go of all the bullshit rules that you have in your head that are stopping you from taking the action that you need to get to where you want to get to. So, if that is something that excites you, there is a link in the show notes. Click on that and apply to work with me one-on-one. I would love to be a part of this journey. I would love to serve you, and I would love to see you build your aligned as fuck life. Okay, ciao. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming. And if you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up some extra inspiration and send me a hello on Instagram by searching at Shalvika P, also tagged in the show notes. I love and adore you so much, and I will talk to you super soon. In the meantime, continue building your most authentic and aligned as fuck life. Ciao!